Dear friends, Filmkopath wishes you and your families a very happy and prosperous new year. Let 2022 be more of power and less stress in all your lives. In a wrap to last year, here's our second video looking back at the finest cinematic experiences we had in 2021. We already published our list of favorite performances of Indian cinema last week. Check it out if you haven't yet. And today, we are here to talk about the best Indian films of 2021, no verdict, but a listing of our choices and experiences. We also talk about the best film of the major industries of the country in this video. So stay tuned and enjoy. Before moving on to the list of top 10 Indian films of the year, let's talk about the best films of the three major industries of the country, which did not make it to our top 10 list. We had to draw a line somewhere, hence they are not a part of the primary list. But we still wanted to acknowledge these great films and make you aware of them. Pushpa, The Rise, directed by Sukumar and starring a fabulous Allu Arjun, is the best Telugu film we watched this year. Pushpa is a flawed film in many respects, as we detail in our analysis video, but that does not take away from the pulsating experience of watching it on the big screen and the swag show of the cast led by the career-best performance of Allu Arjun. Nitantoi Sahaj Sorol, directed by debutant director Shatrubit Paul, is the best Bengali film we watched this year, thanks to IFFI. Formatted as a road movie, the film is about the quest of an ice cream seller in a pristine Bengal village to reach a fair where his sales might significantly increase. This journey somewhere changes from real to surreal for both the audience and the ice cream seller, as the film turns out to be a refreshing change from the regular content coming out in Bengali industry. Mind you, we are yet to watch Aditya Vikram Sengupta's Once Upon a Time in Calcutta or Prasun Chatterjee's Dostoji, the two Bengali films fetching rave reviews from the international festivals, waiting for the Indian premiere soon. And lastly, Mangesh Joshi's Karkhana Sachiwari, now streaming on Sony Live, is the best Marathi film we watched this year. Another road movie featuring a stellar cast about the dysfunctional Karkhanis family on a road trip to scatter the ashes of the elder brother, bringing out the fallacies of their relationships and thereby the contemporary world. One more thing before we move on to our top 10 list. Let's call out few amazing works that we watched in 2021, but they are technically films of the previous years, hence do not make it to our list. Chaitanya Tamhane's The Disciple, Sanal Kumar Sasidharan's AHR, Ivan Ayer's Meel Patthar or Vasant's Sivaranjaniam Innam Sila Pengalum, brilliant works and would have been high on our list, but trying to be fair in our choices, we put them out of the list here. So what's there in the list? Let us find out. At number 10, we have two films, similar in their themes, narrative choices, and their overall relevance for contemporary India. T.J. Gnanavel's Jai Bhim and Manu Warrier's Kuruthi might both have some heavy-handed approach in their storytelling, but these are stories that need to be told and heard. And perhaps the narrative choices are reflections of their need to reach a wider audience base. Understandable, you see. Talking about the intricacies of the communal politics at play in Kuruthi and the caste oppression as depicted in Jai Bhim are the need of the hour, and it's so inspiring to find the superstars Surya and Prithviraj from the Tamil and Malayalam industries not only lending their star presence in these projects, but also summing up courage to produce the films. At number 9, we have Pedro, a little wonder of a movie from director Natesh Hegde. Pedro, about a man ostracized from his community, is a contemplative take on the human existence at the mercy of our surroundings and socio-economic hierarchies. In an apparently quiet corner of rural Karnataka, Pedro, the local electrician come placeholder resource for everything around, kills a cow by mistake. The film follows the chain of events set by this incident of killing the wrong animal at a wrong time and place, advocating how the value of life varies with respect to time and place, be that of human or an animal. Pedro is the first Kannada film screened at the prestigious Busan Film Festival and will be soon having its India premiere. The film's brutal honesty and cinematic appeal deserve your time and attention. We will update you on the upcoming screenings as we get to know about them. At At number 8, we have Sandeep Aur Pinky Farar by Dibakar Banerjee, one of the most underrated works of the year. Dibakar takes us to an unfamiliar journey using all the familiar tropes and experiences we associate with Hindi cinema. The melancholic optimism the film brings in its climax is beautiful, dipped in the color pink as it serves as a recurring motive in the film to voice love, friendship, harmony beyond gender prototypes. Pariniti Chopra as Sandeep gives a career-best performance, and even Arjun Kapoor goes beyond expectations. Well, yes, he actually does, and if you still have your doubts, check the film streaming on Amazon Prime now and let us know what you feel. At number 7, we have another Tamil movie. What a year 2021 has been for Tamil cinema. Karnan by Mari Selvaraj, starring a top-notch Dhanush, is the modern retelling of Mahabharata with the wronged ones as the protagonists this time. We had Mari Selvaraj taking a more liberal humanist approach in his debut feature film Pariyeram Perumal, perhaps the finest Indian film of the last decade. In Karnan, it's a way angrier storyteller we experience, narrating the struggles and the bloodshed that went behind reaching the liberal status that Pariyeram Perumal achieves. Karnan had to stop the bus back in time so that Perumal could ride it to his college is what we hear from popular media, and we can't agree more. Tamil cinema and its continuous battle against caste oppression is a reason for exclusive celebration which we plan to do in the channel, and 2021 will stand out to be a milestone year in the context of that fight. At number 6, we have another tie. So many great films last year that we had to do so. Pa Ranjit, one of the pioneer voices against caste oppression in Indian cinema, continued his resistance last year with Sarpatta Parambarai. But the best part of the film is that it doesn't only shake us up with its societal subtext, but also gets one of the best Indian sports movies in the process that thrills and excites. The details of Sarpatta Parambarai must be savoured. The supporting characters deserve their own spin-offs, and we only wish we had a stronger second half that could justify the amazing premise the film gives us. Interestingly, Kala by Rohit VS, the second film at number 6, is an equally impactful experience where the tension grows with every passing minute. And it's the second half that justifies the more patient build-up of the first half. The world of Kala feels like a ticking bomb, deliberately constructed in a way that the detonation might be triggered from another direction, and when it does all guns blazing, leading us to an extremely unsettling climax. Both films streaming on Amazon Prime. Watch them if you haven't done that yet. Number 5, we have one of the best biopics of Indian cinema, as different from any we have had before. Sujit Sarkar's Sardar Udham Singh takes on the narrative structure of the biopics itself, starting with the point of crescendo in the life of the character in focus, and then gradually diving deep into the making of the man and the journey to that crescendo. Thus, unlike most of our biopics, it becomes an experience and not information. And we cannot thank Sujit Da enough for this challenging route to tell the story of one of the unsung heroes of the freedom movement. The Jallianwala Bagh sequence, which we have previously called out to be the sequence of the year, is perhaps the most riveting screen experience for all Indians witnessing our struggle for freedom in cinema. A tribute like hardly any other to all those who died and all those who lived. At number 4, we have our favorite Malayalam film of the year. Yes, you guessed it right. The Great Indian Kitchen by director Gio Baby. Like many others, it was a film we were completely unprepared for, to face the powerful pull that removes the carpet below the feet, uncovering the rot and dirt underneath. The rot that exists in our everyday living, which we might or might not be aware of. Particularly, the first half of the film is that perfect match of cinematic brilliance and social commentary which filmmakers are always striving to achieve and rarely succeed. Suraj Venjaramudu and Nimisha Sajayan, who previously charmed us with their romantic chemistry in Thondi Muthalam Drikshaksiyam, give such emphatic yet unsettling performances that the scathing takedown of everyday patriarchy and deceptive misogyny hits home loud and clear. Number 3, we have Fire in the Mountains, our favorite Hindi film of the year by debutant director Ajit Pal Singh. Our previous video was a video essay on the movie, and hence we are not going to go into a lot of details once again. But let's reiterate how beautifully the film depicts the complexities of today's India and the multiple worlds residing inside the single geographical entity of our country. As authentic a portrayal of India as it can be, with so little at play in front of the eyes and so much more once you think through what happens in the film. At number 2 on our list, we have our favorite Tamil movie of the year, a year which marks the rise of the Tamil industry. Kudangal or Pebbles is the last year's Tiger Award winner at the Rotterdam International Film Festival and India's official entry to the Oscars this year. Pebbles might not have made it to the shortlist, but we consider it far better than more than a handful of films that have made to the shortlist and that we had an opportunity to watch. Such raw and pure cinematic work is rare in the country, and we urge you not to lose interest about this brilliant masterpiece just because it has been dropped from the Oscar contentions now. This is a film that represents the medium in its purest form, a visual treat for the audience ahead of everything else that needs to be promoted and celebrated to the best possible extent. Before we reveal our top movie of the year, there are two shorts that we must talk about under special mention. We have put them in this category as it's tad unfair to compare a short film with a full-length feature. Gili Pucci from the Netflix anthology Ajeeb Dastans is about Bharti Mandal, a queer Dalit woman, automatically putting her into the worst bracket of marginals of our society. But the beauty of this Neeraj Khewan directorial is that for not even a second the film sympathizes at her ordeals and instead makes one of the strongest characters seen on Indian screen in recent years. Someone who raises above the casual casteism and workplace discrimination, beating them at their own game and how. Ashik Kapoor's Rani in the anthology film Aanam Pennam is a similarly impactful story of the patriarchal society, if not more. Rani is a creation of haunting beauty as it finally brings you to that juncture where the female, the Prakriti, after years of sacrifice and humiliation, finally gives up on the male, the Purush. Not in its endless rebellion or continuous pampering, but in sheer indifference, and nothing can be more alarming. Finally, we also need to mention the special film about the local-rooted superhero here. Basil Joseph's Minnal Murali deserves a special mention, the way it roots and contributes to the politics of the indigenous superhero. Check out our detailed analysis if you've not done that yet. And now for the number 1 Indian film of the year. It's a Kannada film this year, and what can be more refreshing than that? We pick Rajbir Shetty's Garuda Gamana Rishabha Vahana ahead of the others, as it is that unique combination of cinematic brilliance, mass appeal, social subtext, and majestic performances that celebrate the medium of cinema in every possible way. We have already spoken about films which might be better than Garuda Gamana in one particular parameter, but the unique combination that this one serves is like no other, an explosion on your screen, a ripple across the nerves. Just wait for a few more days before this one starts streaming on ZEE5, and then you can watch our detailed analysis on the intricacies of this masterpiece. That is all from us today. Let us know what you think about our list. Is there any movie you think we missed out? Do mention them in the comments. Wishing you a great year ahead again. Thank you very much.